Hey guys, my name is Logan Angelo Frost, and welcome back to Let's Talk. It has been a it's been a very long time. It's been a week and a half, maybe not the longest time, but it's been a while since we talked. I'm so happy I did it finally. I actually replied to comments like I used to, just replying to every single comment was great. There's a lot of comments, so I sadly could not go back to them, but also their comments are somewhat time sensitive, so if I was if I didn't read a comment that was in a video, I'm not going to, one, remember it, but two, it could also be information that I've already talked about within the next couple videos. I just kind of feel sad because I didn't get to be like, that guy was trying to help. Good on him. I can't do that because it's in the past, but whatever. I'm a bit scatterbrained, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't recorded anything this entire day. I just finished editing a ton of everything, honestly. Honestly, let's quickly talk about that. Okay, so I've been editing. There's so much stuff happening on the channel, and that's one of the reasons why I couldn't really get to the comments easily, I think, is because there are so many videos happening. I do see the comments, by the way. I just get them on my phone, and I see them in passing. I don't really have the opportunity to read the entire message if it is a big message. But also, again, the main thing is time, right? So right now on the channel, I've made the same mistake I've always made, which is we have too much stuff right now. We have Horizon Zero Dawn, as well as Let It Die, as well as Titanfall, and a little bit of Battleborn, because I want to make sure you guys get that content, because it's a fun game, for what it's worth. It was a very fun game. Anyways, as well as For Honor. So we have 4 games on our plate. It's a bit much. It's a bit much, especially considering it takes a little bit to edit. I could do this. I could easily handle 4 games if I was doing what every other kind of Let's Play channel is, where essentially they're just sitting recording, and that's kind of the bar. That's it. But editing shit out and messing with audio, not trying to glorify myself here, I'm just saying that takes a lot more time than just rendering the video out with commentary and face cam and etc. So it's a bit. And honestly, I honestly think that a lot of the shit I do probably doesn't get noticed to a crazy degree. You know what I mean? My audio leveling so you guys can hear the audio, but it's not too loud. I think that's a ghost edit where people don't notice it, but it's a pretty big thing for me, and I should just cut that off. That way I could just crank out videos all the time, but I also don't want to do that. I like to think of my videos as kind of episodic. This is not what I want to talk about, by the way. Okay, let me just bracket form, boom, all the things I want to talk about. Okay, so 1, finally got around to replying to comments. You guys are amazing as always. You guys haven't ever changed. You guys constantly tell me things I do not know. You guys constantly are being supportive as hell, saying I deserve more than I have. I can't say that's true, but I appreciate the comment nevertheless. Bunch of great things. Fantastic things. Ice bath so much. Anyway, I don't want to get sick. I'm okay. We're okay. Oh, fuck, that's far away. That is not supposed to be that far. Maybe it is, because I'm supposed to stand up right now. It could be still fucking pulled close. Is the camera better? I have no idea. I think it's closer. You guys can see all my missed imperfections, all of it. Also, my hair is fucking something else today. I wanted to do a bracket form that I want to talk about, and then we just completely derailed. Okay, before you guys click off, because we're going through, the video is not going to change after this point. It's going to be kind of all over the place. I'm having one of those days. But I want to quickly talk to you guys about one specific thing. And it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not sure if it'd be something I'd have to do for maybe a week. Or not a week, maybe a month, and then see how it kind of falls into place. And if it is utterly shit, then of course if I'm not good at it, or if I don't feel like I'm doing it justice or doing what I wanted to do with it, I'd have to stop. Anyways, you're probably wondering what that is. Essentially, the thing that I really wanted to do is a podcast. I listen to many podcasts, especially considering I'm really getting into the grind behind the camera. So gaining tons of distance within a game, and then showing you guys that distance within a contained video is usually what I'm doing. So of course that time traveled, I can listen to a podcast, so I'm just grinding away or farming or whatever have you. So, needless to say, I love podcasts as tiers. I think they're very fun, especially if you enjoy people's perspectives, but also they offer you a different perspective that you may never have thought of, which is amazing. Again, I like that stuff. That's videos in general, but that's also people in general. But for the longest time, I've liked the idea of not being in, but making a podcast. And let me say something real quick. I don't think my opinion would be you know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those. It's not like, hey, I want to start a podcast because I got some fucking shit to say. It's like, nah, man, I just really have a passion for like 3 things. And I really want to just find people that can give it to those 3 things, but also challenge those 3 things. Because I think that's a big part of it. A lot of people like start a podcast with their best friend or their buddy, and I'm like, God, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good idea, honestly, because as much as you like each other and you're good at like fucking around with each other, you may not be making a good like dynamic conversation. It may be just be like one-sided, or like or you don't have a person there to speak on the behalf of the viewer if they are confused. So I think that's a big part of a podcast. One of the podcasts I watch all the time, as soon as it pops out, is the Funhouse Dude Soup podcast. It's just so many different perspectives, and them fighting, maybe not even a stance that they agree with, but they're still debating that stance is super good to me. I love that perspective. But for the longest time, I wanted to do that. I wanted to make a podcast of 3. This is my envision of it. I'm not sure if I'll ever get to doing it. I hope so. But it does a lot to get to it. Anyways, regardless, I wanted at least 3 people on it. No more really than 3. Maybe, yeah, because 4 can be a bit much, especially if you're not good at like stepping back and making sure people can speak. So I think 3 is just a good number. But the other thing I really wanted the pinnacle of it to be, like the focal point, is I wanted it to be about gaming, specifically gaming journalism. So like actually talking why Zelda is kicking ass, and like looking at news articles that people are writing in games journalism and seeing what they may say. Like, for instance, people saying that Zelda is gonna go down, the newest Zelda, Breath of the Wild, is gonna go down in the best game of the entire series. And previous games in the series are like pinnacles in gaming of saying like one of the best games in gaming, period. So like I would throw that at people, and I wanted to hear what they would say about that. And same thing with certain people that I want to bring on. I wanted to ask them why certain games mean the world to them, or not the world to them, but they have such a dug-in place within their mind. Like for instance, Mike Atrocity. You guys have heard me mention him 1,000 times. But he has a burning love for BioShock, and I do too. I love the game to tears. I think BioShock 1 was one of the best, if not the absolute best game of its genre of like horror meets supernatural kind of power, whatever you want to call it, as well as storytelling. And I realize people could be like, well, all it was is, it's essentially people have the argument of no game story is really good because it's kind of like stretched out beyond like 4 hours, or not 4 hours, like 20 hours of like gameplay. So no story can be that good if it's that stretched out, which to a certain degree I understand. Like if you were to compare a book to a game story, the one medium has certain liberties where the other one doesn't, but then again, the same thing can be said for the one medium. Anyways, regardless, talking to people like that and hearing their perspectives on that kind of thing, and I don't think, to be honest, if I was to do this, I'm not sure if I'd be like a massive focal point of the conversation, you know what I mean? Because that's never been my strong suit. I've never been really good at being like, hey, what's up, guys? Fucking doing this. Well, I'm decent at it with doing YouTube because I've been doing it for so long. I'm like, just making something up, conversation, etc. But I don't think I'd be the forefront. I far more enjoy directing. So that not directing, but like essentially a conversation could be shooting in all directions. And sometimes in a podcast that could be funny and kind of enticing because it's all over the place. But to me, I like a podcast that does that, but there's someone there to just realign them so that they can tackle the subject that they're talking about. Because that's the point, is they're all going through ideas or perceptions on anything, especially gaming. I think it's one of the coolest perceptions ever because it's such a harmless medium, but also it's beyond amazing to so many people. It has so much like love in that specific thing, more love than most things. I think books, stories, etc. I think games have a massive pinnacle for love, and meaning, of course, that people just really like that content, and like why a person would stand by a game like Zelda to the fucking dying end, because goddamn, do people stand by Zelda fucking unwavering. It's fucking insane. But shit like that I would love to talk about. And honestly, this series, I just scratched my eye. Honestly, this series, at the very start of it, was my therapy, I called it a while back. Because it was, especially going through high school and all this other stuff, being able just to talk aloud and convey your emotions within the biggest degree that you could, was awesome. It was amazing. So I'm kind of looking for that again, but I also don't have the, well, not the time, but it's like I don't really have anything to talk about when I come on here. So it's kind of like that battle. But I still want that I want to do that. I want to, just talk to you guys and chat about random things. So I really, eventually, I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year. I want to do a podcast with 3 people, or 2 people, because it would be 3 in total. I wanted it to be with 2 people, and I wanted it, one of them, hopefully, I'm not sure if he's going to be down, because maybe, like, there's timing issues, like where he lives, etc. When I mentioned him, Mike Atrocity, the man with the golden voice, I wanted to get him on there because, again, I think he has a very good, and it's weird because I don't, as messed up as it sounds, I'm very analytical about where I am and what I want about certain things. So, for instance, you could be like, my buddy's the best guy I know, and I'd be like, oh, he's not good at talking. He's not very good at conveying emotion. He's also, he jumps around too much on conversations, so don't think it'd be the best match. Me, I see Mike, and I see a person that can really convey how he loves games, and I think that's really enticing to listen to. But in the same sense, I kind of want something a little bit different. Like, so what I'm saying is I don't just want that. I want someone who is also able to view games in extremely critical ways. And not just, it's great, but for them to be like, yeah, but this part was shit, and this part was shit, and then at that point, if you have that guy there, those 2 people can just fucking tear each other apart, and it's super fucking interesting, especially if none of them know it's to the heart. It's like it's a debate, it's not like a fight. It's a big difference within those things. My voice is going. But yeah, that's something I've always wanted to start for the longest time, and I don't know. I want to have Mike on there just because, again, I think he's really good at conveying that. I'm not sure what the third person would be. Maybe it's an outside source that I've never met or heard anything about. Fucking don't know. Also, a big thing is time. Like, especially doing like videos with other people throughout the years. That's the biggest pain. Is the whole like, you're all the way over in America and I'm in Canada, and turns out there's a weird time thing there, and it's kind of shitty because I don't want to get up at fucking 8 a.m. and maybe that's a little bitch move, but I go to sleep at 4 a.m. So like, my system is fucked for sure. But like, I'm still having a full day. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic for a video. It's just the sleep problems I have. I have a lot. And you guys have been like, oh, that's because you're going to sleep at 4 a.m. Now, dude, I've woken up at like I swear, I live on like 4 hours of sleep, and it's probably making me mental. That's probably why my fucking hair is, you see that fucking spot? Probably why my hair's falling out. Don't get enough time to recharge. But yeah, that's, I'm not sure if there's anything I missed, but that's one of the things I wanted to do for the longest time, is start a podcast, because again, I think it'd be fun to introduce that back into my rotation, my therapy, like a video where I can just talk and vent and etc., but also to make it more than just that, to bring on different people so that they can, we can talk about random things. And it sounds weird because the way I'm making it sound is it like analytical, right? Like I'm making it sound like, oh, I look up news stories and we have a chat. It's like, no, we'd want to fuck around for sure, but in the same sense, it's easy to talk about something like this, but until you actually lay it out. So maybe I get like a group of people that I think would work together, and then when that happens, it all goes to shit, and I'm realizing that like, I haven't had like a conversation with a group of people since high school, which is like 2 years ago, and I'm shitting the bed. Like maybe that's a big problem that I haven't foreseen. It could very well be the case, or maybe I bring someone on who I think would contribute something, but then I hate that fucker because of some reason, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to have a relationship with an asshole. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird situation, because I've had that in the past where I was like, hey, we were real cool, and then the dude's just a tool. Like, he turns into a bastard. Kind of the whole using you for shit kind of mentality, which is weird. With that specific thing, that was like a 4 years, not 4 years ago, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was like, it was stupid. Luckily, I didn't get too deep in, though. It happened real fast. It's not important, but I'm just saying, it was annoying. But yeah, I talked to Mike about it. Mike was down, but like, kind of like down, but like, well, I'm not sure about it kind of situation. Like, he's like, I have school, so that could be a pain. And I'm like, yeah, fair play. Fair play. If you have school, that could be a lot. Oh, fuck, dude. I remember when I was rolling with school and also YouTube. I still managed to do the daily upload thing, but it adds a feat, especially when you're editing your fuck out of your video. It's a bit much. It builds on you. But there was also one thing I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure if I got around to it. I think I brought it up in the beginning and I stopped. Anyways, essentially, this is a bit a bit deep into my psyche, but last week we have so many games on the table, so there's so much to manage that I didn't actually get a day off. I know it's maybe weird. I know you guys maybe have the idealistic perception of like YouTubers, etc., where they're like, oh, they just fucking play games and make it and then put it out. I still have the very firm belief that if you are a YouTuber that does gaming, you're more of an editor than a gamer because you spend more time editing than gaming than you ever will playing games. My voice, but essentially, I was sitting there and I was like, oh fuck it, today is Saturday. Last week it was Saturday, and I was like, oh, this is usually the one day I'm like, all right, let's chill out, let's not do anything, let's just watch like a Netflix series or some anime or some bullshit, right, to get out of my head. Maybe just go for a walk. That's not happening, but like maybe, maybe. But I was like, nah, man, I got all this for Horizon Zero Dawn. I got the Titanfall video that I'm late on and I want to get to. I got all this shit I'm trying to farm, let it die. I got all these things firing. So I'm like, all right, let's just do it. Let's just get all this stuff off my plate. But I'm kind of instinctually made to, as soon as I get all this stuff off my plate, I put more on. So I always have something to do. But now when you haven't taken a day to calm down, you know what I mean? And I was like, that's fine. But kind of not really. It wasn't really fine because I think it was on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I was sitting there and I was editing. And I kind of paused for a little bit. I watched a YouTube video just to kind of get out of my head because you're not supposed to do something for too long. You're supposed to take like a 10-minute break. And I'm a fond believer of that. So I was like, I'll watch a video. So I finished the video and I was kind of just like, fuck. I'm very analytical. So I was like, I'm feeling mega depressed out of nowhere. I'm like, what? What am I sad about? And I'm like, okay, that's that. All right. Well, let's get back to editing. So I started editing and I was just like, fuck, man. And if any of you guys know that feeling, like depression, it's like to me it's like a cloak. Like it kind of hovers over you and you're kind of like you can't get out of your head about it. You start feeling like, I don't know, to a certain degree it's not sick, but you kind of feel sick. It's not like, anyways, I don't want to get into that, but I started feeling that and I was like, shit, what fuck. And of course at this point I'm already editing, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna edit still. So I just started editing and I edited, and then one worked out, which helped, believe it or not. Gets you out of your head forcibly because blood is, not being able to go to your head, it's going everywhere else. But I did that, and I was like, I think that's because I didn't take that one day off because it's just like you overwork yourself so much that you start to go kind of fucking mental and you have nowhere else to fall back on besides like, I'm working so hard, and even though I'm doing all this crazy shit, I'm moving an inch, even though I'm sprinting a mile, and you can get in your head about it. You can definitely get in your head about it. And I don't want to do that. I think that's a very bad way to do. Also, comparing yourself. Don't ever do that. Don't ever compare yourself to others because you'll just destroy yourself. You'll self-destruct really fast. Anyways, yeah, so that happened. So the moral of the story is chill out. If you're already kind of going a bit ham, it's okay to go more ham, but not when you're kind of at your breaking point, because at that point you're just gonna break. I'm a big believer in pushing yourself, but not when there's nothing left. You know what I mean? Like you don't rev a car up when there's no gas, because you're just gonna break shit inside. I just want to quickly mention that because I felt like that was pretty. If any of you guys out there who are like going ham into school, fucking take a day, chill the fuck out. Okay, calm down. I feel like you need it because goddamn did I. I spent the whole day mostly. Well, honestly, this week it kind of fell into place. Because I think the week before that I also didn't really take a day off. It was more like I edited for half the day and I took the little bit off. Anyways, not the point. The point is that today it kind of landed up really nice because I was just rendering. So I edited the videos and I was just rendering them out on my program, which takes honestly like full day. It takes like 24 hours of render video. Upload to YouTube. I tried to make it's a tongue twister for me. Anyways, so I started doing that. And so I had my whole day. So I was actually getting through a lot of cool things. One, I jumped on Netflix and I was like, oh fuck, there's this new TV show called Into the Badlands. And holy shit. If you guys like old kung fu movies, like they're just kind of bonkers, like Bruce Lee going like ham and punching people, which is real, but like also the kind of overblown fighting mechanics, or what, not mechanics, but like, aspects. Or if you have ever wanted to see what an anime meets live action, but not shit, watch Into the Badlands. Holy shit, it's on Netflix. It has 6 episodes, but each are like an hour, so it's a pretty big thing. So it adds up to basically 12 episodes, because most TV shows are 30 minutes, and you have to fucking all the things. Anyways, but oh my god, I was blown out of the way from it, because I remember hearing something about it being like, that's what someone said, is that it's like, it feels like a anime meets live action, just because of its kind of like overblown fighting. But also it kind of has like the main protagonist is like a badass, or like a hidden badass or something like that. The thing that like the tropes that anime have to no end. But also the world is so bonkers that it is, again, kind of similar to anime. It's like a whole new slate, a whole new thing. It's like hardcore kung fu meets the Hunger Games, but not really like the Hunger Games. Just kind of like that post-apocalyptic world of the Hunger Games. I don't want to spoil anything of it. I'm just telling you the world. I think I'm okay. But yeah, if you guys have not checked that out, I freaking loved it. I thought it was completely badass. The next episode, season 2, is going to be coming out, I think this Tuesday. I'm so amped. Also, real quick, y'all know Mass Effect Andromeda was coming out in a couple weeks? I didn't. What a bunch of fucking assholes didn't fucking... God damn it. Honestly, I'd probably put down Horizon Zero Dawn. Even though I love the game, think it's perfect, I've played every Mass Effect. I can't not play the third one, despite them doing... They're either doing a really, really smart thing, and again, like stuff like this, I would love to talk about in a podcast setting where like multiple people are shooting at me. I think that'd be great. Anyways, especially considering the way they've handled Mass Effect. Is it 3? It's the newest one, the new one that's like the new restart of the series. Because didn't know this, Shepard's dead. Spoiler, fuck you. It's been fucking like 2 years, sorry. Essentially, the way they've handled it is they've barely really shown any gameplay of it, or at least in past Mass Effects they show quite a little bit, but they've really showed nothing, and the gameplay looks sketchy. It almost seems like they were overreaching, and then they couldn't really reach that far, so they kind of just had to deal with what was there, but what was there wasn't really done. It looks weird. Like, again, I love the Mass Effect storytelling system, even though, like, its weirdness. I even like the whole, like, romance options. Tali is my fucking girl. Am I saying that right? I don't know. The blue alien chick. Wait, it's a big deal. It's Laura. Okay, goddamn. But it's not true. Okay. It's some fucking weird shit there. But I even like that dumb aspect of it, where I'm like, yeah, you go, boy. It's super stupid, but I love it to tears. Yeah, they've just done a really weird job of like showcasing the game, which is either good if they're coming at it from like, this is a complete restart of the whole series. We want to make it a hidden gem. We want to make it like a sleeper hit where no one really knows what's happening, and it's out, people play it, and it's fucking bonkers good. I feel like that's kind of stupid considering Zelda just came out, and that's like a hard thing to clear. Anyways, or it was shit. Or either they're like trying to make it a really unique hidden sleeper, or the reason why they're not showing gameplay is because it's not that alluring, to say the least. I'm not sure. I really am not sure. I hope for the latter. I hope for that it's good. I'm definitely gonna be playing it. It comes out, I think, a week and a half from now. I'm not sure. Well, I can look. I can look right now. March 21st. It is next week. So yeah, next Tuesday. Not next. Next Tuesday. It would make sense. Not like you fucking look it up on your calendar. It's the next week. Fucking. That's honestly it, guys. Usually these go on for like a fucking 40 minutes. As of like, if I was ever to make a podcast and a little more specifics, I wouldn't want that thing to be like 2 hours long. It's a bit much. It's 2 hours long. Maybe like an hour and 20 minutes would be like, I think, my happy medium for what I enjoy. Also, whenever you've said what you've said and you can back up, I feel like a lot of podcasts drag ass because they're like, we gotta be here for fucking 20 minutes or like another 30 minutes. Let's stretch this to like no end. And I'm like, all right, well, you're just repeating things at this point. That's pretty much it, honestly. Again, I'm not sure about the podcast. I'm not sure how that'll end up. I just want to talk to you guys about it. Probably the name of this video is, would you watch or listen to a podcast from me? Again, it would not be me, just me. It would be other people, of course. That's how a podcast works. But yeah, again, the main thing that I would want to focus on is the gaming industry, as well as just games. maybe a little bit of like personal stuff going on, like, oh dude, I'm busting my ass working out or doing whatever, or I really am playing this game and I'm loving it to tears, etc. Or YouTube. That was the third thing. I was trying to think of the third thing. I was stalling. So again, gaming coverage as well as news and etc. Personal stuff, maybe a little bit of that, as well as YouTube. I feel like there's not a lot of podcasts that talk about YouTube stuff, and goddamn, I'm always in that. Like there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about when it comes to the PewDiePie, racist stuff, of course. Especially having seen everybody's opinion of it, it'd be really cool to have like a base to come and just talk about that, especially considering the reason why I didn't make like one of these of it. Probably would have been smart. Probably would have got a decent amount of views because it's PewDiePie. Fucking put that in your tail and you're golden. But the reason why I think it'd be better to come to like a group of people is because everyone made their video where essentially were just rehashing what happened, and none of them were having a like conversation. It was basically people being like, and this is what's happening, and this is what's happening. I stand here. I think this is bad. I'm a hypocritical son of a bitch, and this is a lot of that one, that hypocritical son of a bitch. I feel like so many people who are awful, like have made just the most fuck jokes, are like saying he's wrong, and I'm like, dude, I've listened to your shit. Like, I've listened to your fucking bonkers bullshit. How can you be on a high horse right now? Anyways, shit like that I would love to talk about. But again, not just be me like talking at you. I would want to talk to people so that you can actually form an opinion based on 3 people going at it. That's what I would have wanted. And that's why I didn't make the videos, because again, I think, especially at the time, I feel like everyone was just making a video about it. And very few people waited so that they had information so that they could kind of like make a cohesive judgment on it. I don't know, maybe I'm being too analytical, but I've replied to comments, so we're not going to read a bunch, although I will probably incorporate that into the next Let's Talk whenever it may be. On a side note, I'm pretty happy about, I'm pretty happy about, the state of the channel, that's great, but also like physical, mental shit is pretty okay, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm a little bit more there. Like, I was watching one of my older videos, one of the videos I held in high esteem, which was my Ori and the Blind Forest playthrough. I just thought like it was one of the better Let's Plays I did, and I went back and watched it, and dude, no, it wasn't. It was really like, again, I was still stuck in the mindset of having to say something all the time, so I was just fucking gunning words at people. Like, it's just like me speaking so fast and just nothing meaning anything, having no purpose in what I was saying, and it's really not a good video anymore. But I look back at like the other videos like recently, and I'm like, yeah, I could get behind that. I've learned to calm down and slow down, mostly because I've kind of stopped caring. But that's usually how it's worked, and it's worked out really well. But also, like what I was saying about mentally and also physically is I mention this like every 2 or 3 Let's Talks, but I've been busting my ass, and honestly, I've gotten to the point where working out is, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx it, but it's no longer like the worst thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's you want it at the same time. It's weird. It's like when I get into bed and I feel like I'm achy, I'm in pain, not in pain, but like I feel my bones every time I move. I feel like a creak and like a happen. You get addicted to that, like your body repairing itself. It's really weird. And I like the way, like I feel like I can see it too. Like, and I'm not even like doing that. I'm just holding myself normally, and I feel good about it. It's kind of nice in that sense because everyone kind of starts working out, I think, for the worst fucking reason. I mention this every time I talk about it, but essentially it's always like people doing a New Year's resolution because they want to get strong, or they want to look fucking sexy as hell, and I'm like, that's the worst kind of thing I think you can go into working out with. Also, it doesn't help that I slouch on a passive level. Like, I watch myself in editing sometimes. I'm doing this, and I'm like, I look like I'm in grade 10 or like in grade 8, and I'd like a little tiny little man. But if I were to stand up normally, I don't think it's the worst. I got a tiny head compared to my shoulders. I think it's not really an even blend. You guys can see my nips, but yeah, I wanted to talk about that because, again, I think it's very important, especially considering I do those things where I don't stop. I'm kind of like, again, like I said, I'm not kidding when I say I don't really have a day where I just calm the hell down. It's nice to have the physical means to back that up without you just collapsing. Like if I was scrawny and tired and I'm like, I can't do anything. But no, I actually take care of my body, and I'm seeing that result. And I'm surprised by it because I wasn't sure if I could do it, honestly. Like when I started, I think I started working out around the divisions thing. I was stuck at it. And I'm not going to be that guy who's like, look at me and doing all that other stuff, even though I'm tempted to. Because, you know, if you work your ass off, you kind of want to be like, this is proof that I worked my ass off kind of thing. But I don't want to do that because it comes across douchey a lot of times. Even saying I work out or I got to do leg day today or something like that in passing in a Let's Play, I feel like it sounds a bit douche. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a stigma of bro that I got in my head. Like, hey bro, dude, we'll go fucking hit the gym kind of bullshit. Thank you guys so much for enjoying the content recently. Honestly, it's been awesome. I'm able to actually have wiggle room, which is different. I'm able to do like Let It Die, a Titanfall, Battleborn, as well as For Honor, and they get good views across the yard, which is surprising. For Horizon Zero Dawn is still like, you know, Let's Play, so it's gonna get a lot less. But still, I started the motherfucker. I'm gonna end it. Finish it, better yet. But again, like I said, I will be just chunking through that game very fast. Like I want to mainly show you the neat things, but not all of the glimmers. You know what I mean? Like I want to show you all the stars in the sky. I want to show you the shooting stars in the sky. That's a good analogy, me. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Tell me in the comments, or I don't know, what is a way for you to tell me something without giving me something as well, because maybe you feel like I don't deserve it, which makes sense. Essentially, tell me in the comments or whatever you want to do if you guys would watch a podcast from me. I'm very, very interested in doing it. Again, I'm not sure if Mike Atrocity, you guys know him probably, a dude I think is very creative and a very good YouTuber. I'm not sure if he'd be down. Again, I asked him, he said he would, but also school can be a pain, so I'm not even sure that's possible, you know what I mean? Like the door is open, but it's like a dark room on the other side of the door, so I'm not sure if there's even anything there. And I mean, like, it's a bit weird. Okay, thank you so much for watching as always, guys. My name is Logan, and no Frost. There'll be 2 videos to my right, as well as a subscribe button. That was backwards. Bye.